The silence after the cake feels heavier than the air itself. Lan's voice trembles as she asks, "Why is everything different for me?" Her father exhales, slow and sharp, like she's wasting his time. Her mother forces a smile that cracks at the edges. "We do what we can afford," she says, eyes avoiding Lan's. Lan laughs softly, bitterly. "You could afford more for Lynn." The room freezes. Her friends glance down at their plates, pretending not to hear. Her grandmother's teacup clatters against the saucer. "Enough," she says, voice shaking with fury. 18 years, and you're still punishing her for being born a girl. Her father's face reddens instantly. Her mother whispers, "Not now," like a warning. But those words confirm everything. Lan looks between them, confusion burning through her chest. What does she mean? Her grandmother stands, eyes fierce, finger trembling not from age. "I remember the day you brought her home. You called her Lamb, dressed her in blue, told everyone she was your son." The world tilts beneath Lan's feet. The sound of her heartbeat drowns out the silence. Old photos flash through her memory, blue clothes, short hair, frowns. Her father clenches his jaw, refusing to look up. Her mother mutters, "It wasn't like that." Her grandmother snaps, "It was exactly like that. You wanted a boy, so badly you tried to erase the girl you had." Lan's throat burns as she whispers, "Is it true?" Her father finally meets her eyes, full of something she can't name. Guilt, maybe, or shame buried too deep to matter now. No one answers. The truth hangs in the air, unspoken but undeniable. Her friends shift awkwardly, gathering their things in silence. One by one, they leave, muttering goodbyes that sound like apologies. Lan stands frozen, hands trembling, eyes on the flickering candles. Her grandmother moves closer, voice softer now. "I tried to stop them, but they never listened. They said they'd change, but they never did." Lan's knees give out. She sinks onto the couch, the word Joseph echoing in her head. That name doesn't belong to her, yet somehow it does. Her mother kneels beside her, tears forming but too late. "We were confused," she says weakly. "We thought it would be easier that way." Lan looks at her through a haze of disbelief. "Easier for who?" Her grandmother steps in, her tone steady and final. "Easier for them, never for you." Lan stares at the leftover cake on the table. The candles are still smoking, the smell of wax thick in the air. The wish she made feels foolish now. She didn't need to wish for recognition. She only needed the truth. And tonight, she got it, cruel, raw, and irreversible. Her grandmother's hand rests on her shoulder, firm and grounding. "Don't let them decide who you are," she says. Lan nods faintly, tears falling for the first time. Somewhere deep inside, something old begins to break. And something new begins to rise. 2 weeks pass in a blur of silence. No one mentions the birthday, or the truth that cracked it open. Lan moves like a ghost through the house. Her parents speak only in polite fragments, never meeting her eyes. Then one afternoon, a message appears on her phone. "Come home after work. We have something for you." Her stomach tightens as she reads it again. The last, something was a gift card and a forced smile. When she arrives, her parents stand in the driveway. Her father holds a set of keys, face unreadable. Her mother stands beside him, her best fake smile in place. Behind them sits a silver car, old but polished to shine. Lan blinks. "What's this?" Her father jingles the keys proudly. "Your car. 18 deserves a car." Her mother adds quickly, "Just like Lynn had one." Lan stares at the car. Hope flickers, cautious and fragile. Maybe this is their way of saying sorry. Maybe things are changing. "Thank you," she says softly, taking the keys. Her father nods once, satisfied. "Don't expect much for Christmas." Inside, the gratitude curdles into confusion. Why does every kindness sound like a punishment here? But she needs the car. The bus ride to work takes hours. So she drives it, ignoring the uneasy sound in the engine. Weeks pass. The radio hums, the heater works, and she pretends it's fine. Until the day it is. On the highway, the temperature gauge spikes suddenly. Smoke spills from the hood, thick and white. Lan pulls over, heart pounding, trucks roaring past inches away. When she turns off the ignition, the car coughs, then dies. Her hands shake as she calls her Uncle Hung. "I'm on my way," he says instantly. "Don't get out." An hour later, he arrives with a tow truck. The mechanic lifts the hood, frowns deeply. Head gaskets blown. This car was patched up to sell fast. He points at the sealant, at the leaks, at the evidence of deceit. Lan's stomach drops. Can it be fixed? $2,000, maybe more, the man says. Her uncle looks furious. "They sold you junk." That night, Lan faces her parents at the kitchen table. The repair bill lies between them like a confession. "You could have killed me," she says, voice shaking. Her father scrolls through his phone. "Don't be dramatic." Her uncle slams his hand on the table. "She was on a highway." Her father finally looks up, eyes cold. "That's karma," he says flatly, "for embarrassing us." Lan's chest tightens. "Karma for what?" "For making a scene," he spits. "For always needing more." Her mother turns away, scrubbing an already clean plate. Lan's voice cracks. "You never wanted me to have anything." No one denies it. Her uncle stands, anger trembling in his voice. "This isn't discipline, it's cruelty." Her grandmother's voice cuts through the doorway. "And it ends tonight." Lan looks at her family, two faces she barely recognizes. And two who have finally shown her what love actually looks like. The old car sits outside, broken and worthless. But somehow, for the first time, Lan feels free. The next morning begins with quiet knocking. Lan opens the door to find her grandmother and uncle waiting. No lectures, no pity, only concern that feels like warmth. Her uncle holds a folder filled with printed listings. "Look," he says, showing photos of the seller's fake cars. "All cleaned, all cheap, all broken. They scammed your parents, but they didn't even check first." Lan stares at the pages, heart heavy with something deeper than anger. It isn't just about the car. It's about 18 years of being the afterthought. Her grandmother sits beside her, taking her hand. "You don't need their approval, child," she whispers. "You need safety. You need a start." 2 days later, they drive her to a small used car lot. A blue Honda sits at the corner, modest but solid. The salesman hands her the keys after a long test drive. The engine hums steady, smooth, reliable. "This one's been checked," her uncle says. "New brakes, new oil, clean title." Lan runs her fingers over the steering wheel, barely breathing. Her grandmother smiles. "This one's in your name, just yours." Lan feels tears rising before she can stop them. No grand gestures, no conditions, just love without price tags. She hugs them both tightly, words lost in her throat. When she drives the car home, the sunset burns gold in her mirrors. Her father watches from the porch, arms crossed. Her mother pretends to water the plants, eyes avoiding hers. No one asks where the car came from. No one dares to say thank you to the people who saved her. Lan parks quietly, leaves the keys on her desk, and exhales. For the first time, her room doesn't feel like a cage. Later that week, she takes a long drive with her grandmother. They don't talk much, only the hum of the road between them. At a red light, her grandmother finally says, "Sometimes the family that hurts us teaches us who we'll never be." Lan nods, blinking against the sting in her eyes. They stop at a diner, sharing coffee and silence that feels safe. Her uncle joins, slides an envelope across the table. Maintenance records, insurance paid for 6 months. Lan stares at the papers, overwhelmed. "You didn't have to." "We did," he interrupts gently, "because they wouldn't." That night, she writes in her notebook, words trembling across the page. "They see me, They care, they expect nothing. It feels foreign but real. The next morning, her phone buzzes with a message from her father. Don't flaunt that car around. People will talk. Lan laughs softly, deleting the message without replying. Her grandmother's voice echoes in her head. You're not here to make them comfortable. The blue Honda waits outside, shining under early sunlight. She climbs in, turns the key, and lets the engine purr. Freedom hums beneath her hands, steady and alive. For once, she drives not to escape, but to begin. Spring arrives with soft rain and unopened letters. Lan comes home from work to find envelopes on the table. University logos, in bold blue ink, stare back at her. Her hands tremble as she opens the first one. Rejection. The second. Waitlisted. She exhales, tired but not defeated. Then the third envelope, thicker, heavier, calls her name. She tears it open, breath catching as she reads. Congratulations, academic scholarship, 60%. Her grandmother claps her hands together, tears shining. Oh, my girl, she whispers, voice shaking. Lan smiles through disbelief. They want me. Before the joy can settle, the front door opens. Her mother enters, balancing grocery bags and indifference. Any mail today? She asks without looking up. Lan holds out the letter. I got in, with a scholarship. Her mother freezes. How much? 60%. The grocery bag slips, apples rolling across the floor. Her mother's tone shifts, sharp, disbelieving. That can't be right. Her father enters moments later, loosening his tie. She got a scholarship, her mother says quickly. He scans the letter, brows lifting only slightly. Well, he says, that's unexpected. Lan swallows the lump in her throat. Unexpected. He shrugs. Lynn only got 30 with volleyball. The comparison stings like salt in an open wound. Her grandmother's chair scrapes loudly against the floor. For heaven's sake, celebrate your daughter for once. Her mother looks away. Her father checks his watch. The silence says everything they won't. The front doorbell rings. Uncle Hung stands outside, smiling wide. I heard good news. He cheers, holding flowers and a bottle. Lan laughs for the first time in weeks. They toast quietly in the kitchen, while her parents retreat upstairs. Her grandmother raises her glass. To new beginnings. Lan repeats it softly. To new beginnings. Later that night, she sits with her grandmother at the table. Was I ever wanted? She asks, voice barely audible. Her grandmother's eyes fill with sorrow and truth. They wanted a son, she says gently. Lan nods, the words landing like déjà vu. The pieces fit too perfectly to doubt. Her uncle joins them, setting down old photos. Baby Lan in blue clothes, labeled Lamb. She stares at the images as the ache returns. They never saw me, she murmurs. Her grandmother squeezes her hand. Then let the world see you now. The next week, letters pile higher, scholarships, housing offers, hope. Her parents stay silent, pretending indifference. One night, her mother knocks softly. We'll help with tuition. Lan looks up. If I stay close, right? Her mother hesitates. It would be easier. Lan smiles faintly. Easier for you. When the door closes, she opens her laptop and confirms enrollment. Out of state. Far away. She prints the acceptance form and pins it above her desk. The rain outside softens into mist. Her grandmother's voice echoes in memory. You're free to choose peace. Lan finally believes it. For the first time, her future feels like hers alone. The day before she leaves, Lan folds her clothes into a single duffel bag. Her room looks hollow, stripped of color and memory. The posters are gone, the books boxed, the walls bare. It feels like she's packing away someone else's childhood. Her mother hovers in the doorway for the third time. Don't forget your jacket, she says softly. It rains a lot up north. Lan nods without looking up. Already packed. Her mother lingers, fingers tapping the doorframe. You'll call when you get there. Lan answers flatly, if I have time. Her grandmother enters behind her, holding a small box. Found these in my attic, she says. They're yours. Inside are old recital photos, Lan in her dance costume, smiling wide. Her mother stiffens. I could have given her those. Her grandmother lifts an eyebrow. If you'd ever been there. The air thickens, sharp as glass. Her mother turns away, muttering about sandwiches for the road. Lan whispers, you didn't have to say that. Her grandmother smiles sadly. Some truths need saying. Outside, an SUV pulls into the driveway. Lan peers out the window and freezes. Her sister Lynn steps out, hair shorter, eyes brighter. Surprise, Lynn laughs, pulling her into a hug. You didn't think I'd miss helping you move, did you? Lan clings to her, words caught in her throat. Her father appears, frowning. We weren't expecting you today. Plans changed, Lynn replies, voice firm. That night, after boxes are sealed and quiet returns, the sisters sit cross-legged on the bare mattress. Remember when we built forts here? Lynn asks. Lan smiles faintly. You always made me be the prisoner. Lynn laughs, and you always escaped. The laughter fades into silence that feels heavier than before. Were they different with you? Lan asks. Lynn sighs. Not better, just different. They gave me everything, but it never felt like mine. Lan listens, unsure whether to envy or pity her. Every win had to be perfect, Lynn continues. Every choice was theirs, not mine. At least they left you alone enough to find yourself. Lan stares at the ceiling, tears forming quietly. I thought being ignored meant I wasn't enough. Maybe it meant you were free, Lynn whispers. They talk until dawn, sharing years of silence in one night. Two broken halves finding shape again. Morning arrives with noise and movement. Their uncle loads boxes, while their grandmother checks the list twice. Their mother fusses over food. She knows no one will eat. Their father stands apart, hands in pockets, pretending calm. He clears his throat. Call when you arrive. Be careful on the highway. Lan nods, offering a polite, distant hug. To her mother, she leans close and whispers, I forgive you, but I won't forget. Her mother's body stiffens, words caught behind her lips. Lan steps into the car, Lynn beside her, heart pounding. As they drive away, the house shrinks in the mirror. Each mile feels lighter, like shedding a weight she never chose. Lynn glances over, smiling softly. Feels like freedom, doesn't it? Lan nods, eyes bright. Finally. 3 months into college, Lan feels something she's never known before. Peace. No whispers, no comparisons, no invisible walls. Her dorm is small, but alive with laughter and late-night talks. Her grandmother writes letters every week in her neat, looping script. Her uncle calls to check her oil, her breaks, her meals. Lynn visits twice, bringing snacks and freedom in her smile. For the first time, Lan breathes without permission. Then November arrives with cold rain and family ghosts. Her mother's message appears one morning. Come home for Thanksgiving. The neighbors are asking. Lan stares at the screen, heart steady. She types carefully. I have plans with friends, maybe next time. Seconds later, another message. Family comes first. We'll drive up to see you. Her pulse quickens, but not from fear. She replies, this isn't a good time. We need counseling before we meet. The answer is instant. Therapy is unnecessary. We've always been supportive. Lan exhales, knowing the storm is coming. She texts her grandmother, her uncle, and Lynn. Can you come if they show up? Her grandmother replies, always. Wednesday afternoon, the cafe smells of cinnamon and rain. Lan chooses a corner table, 6 chairs, one for each truth. Her parents arrive early, smiling too wide, pretending ease. There's our college girl, her mother says, reaching for a hug. Lan stays still. Mom's arm drops awkwardly. Her father adjusts his watch. Let's talk. Before he can start, the door opens again. Her grandmother and uncle walk in, calm but unshakable. Her father's smile fades. Why are they here? For support, Lan answers simply. Then Lynn's face appears on Lan's phone screen, video call clear. Her father's jaw tightens. Is this an ambush? It's accountability, Lynn says from the phone. Lan places a small envelope on the table. Old photos spill out, baby in blue, labeled Lamb. You named me a son, she says quietly. You dress me like one. You introduced me as one. Her mother's hand trembles around her cup. We did what we thought was right. No, Lynn's voice cuts in. You did what was easy for you. Her grandmother leans forward, voice low but fierce. You hurt her, then called it parenting. The cafe hums softly around them, oblivious. Lan breathes deeply, steady now. If you want a relationship, there are rules. Admit what happened, attend therapy, respect boundaries. Her father scoffs. This is ridiculous. Her mother's eyes well up. We love you, Lan. You loved who you wanted me to be, she answers. Her grandmother shakes her head. After all these years, still no truth. Lan gathers the photos, sliding them back into the envelope. I think we're done, she says. She stands, shoulders straight, breath unbroken. As she walks out, the bell above the door rings softly. The air outside is cold, sharp, clean. She inhales deeply, the first full breath of her life. Behind her, the door closes on 18 years of silence. Ahead of her, everything feels possible. 1 year later, the sun spills gold across Lan's dorm room. The walls are covered with photos of laughter and new memories. Her grandmother's letters sit, stacked neatly beside her desk. Lynn's messages light up her phone every weekend. Her uncle's keychain gift hangs from the same blue Honda keys. There are no pictures of her parents here. Only space where pain used to live. Lan traces her name on a framed scholarship certificate. She smiles, remembering how far she's come. Her roommate hums softly, the sound of ordinary peace. A new message appears on her screen. Thanksgiving at my place, Lynn writes. Grandma's bringing pies. Lan types back, I'll make Mom's cranberry sauce. The irony makes her laugh. Maybe the only thing worth keeping from home is a recipe. Outside, the campus buzzes with autumn color and quiet joy. Lan steps to the window, breathing in the cold, clean air. No ghosts follow her anymore. She doesn't need permission to exist. For the first time in her life, she belongs completely to herself.